Hi everyone, my name is Claire Carmichael. I'm a general practice nurse in the Hampshire area, and I am today talking all about transgender healthcare, something that's massively missing in the NHS. Lots of gaps, lots of discussions to talk about today, and I hope this helps you out. And today I've got a really exciting person coming on to do this vlog with me. His name is George Blake, and it's going to be amazing. But before we get there, I just want to go over the statistics and all the general information about transgender healthcare before we get into that. So what is transgender or /trans? So trans is somebody that is in the wrong body, basically. It's somebody who their gender is different from what they were assigned at birth. So for example, someone could be born biologically as a woman and they now want to transition as a man, because that's how they feel, that's how they should be, that's the body they should be in, if that makes sense. So I'm a very firm believer that we have our body and we have our souls. They're two separate things, and I do absolutely, this is just my personal opinion, and someone else on TikTok actually called Declan, he describes it as his human suit. So his human suit is not really the suit that he needs to wear, and yeah, I just thought it was a really good way of explaining it. And so I am a cis female, so I was born as a female and I am a female, that's how I am. And the only thing I can even begin to imagine how it must feel like living as a trans person is, I had a dream once. I had a dream that I was actually in the wrong body. I had a dream that I was male and I was naked and I was looking down and I just saw everything laying out there, and it freaked me out. It freaked me out in my dream, it scared me, it terrified me, I didn't know what it was, I was running around in my dream. It was horrible, guys. But the thing is, in that dream, I woke up, I'm in the body that I should have been in, I'm happy with my body. And trans people, they don't get that option. They haven't got that choice sometimes, you know, especially with the healthcare services that we've got right now. And this is why this is really important to do today. So just some stats for you, just to show you the impact of this. So there's an estimate of around 500,000 transgender people in the UK. There's no official number, it's never been done before, but luckily 2021, the census, the new census survey that we've all done, hopefully, is going to bring about that next year when the results come out. Hopefully that'll raise more awareness of just how many trans people there are in the UK. So that is 500,000 people, with only 9 gender identity clinics or GICs to see these people. So you can just imagine how long a waiting list is. It is years and years and years. It's not 1 year, it's not 2 years, years, and it's not good enough. And 41%, according to the Stonewall latest survey, 41% of transgender people have suffered hate crime or an incident because of their gender identity. In the same survey, 25% of trans people have been made homeless as a result of being transgender. 65% of trans people have been discriminated against because of their gender. A huge 35% of people don't show their true identity out in public because they have a fear of being harassed or targeted as a result, which is really, no one should go through that. 70% of trans people avoid certain places because they know they'll be targeted if they walk down a certain street or anything like that. Again, it's not okay. 48%, that's nearly half of trans people, have admitted that they have attempted suicide as a way out. It's not okay. These stats are not okay. No one should ever feel like that, and it just makes me so emotional to think that anybody will ever go through that in their life. Imagine having this fear every single day. It's not okay, and that is exactly why this video is so important today, to raise awareness, and that's why I'm speaking to George today, to help make change. Inequalities happen all of the time in healthcare without anyone even realising it. So things like cancer treatments, for example, there's a big postcode lottery. Some people get the treatment, some people don't get the treatment, some people are left behind. Other things include things like patients that live in rural areas, they can't access healthcare services, they can't access their GP because they can't travel, they're stuck, they're immobilised in some way, they can't get out and about as they should, and that is a massive inequality as well in our healthcare system. However, transgender healthcare is not spoken about in our NHS, and there is a massive inequality in transgender healthcare. GPs don't tend to share care when they should because they don't fully understand it, which it's a shame, and it shouldn't really be happening, and more training, more awareness is definitely needed around this topic. But you can't really do much about. However, there are things we can do to change this. There are things that can be done to make things a little bit better for a transgender person, so that they aren't part of those stats, they aren't part of the discrimination, they aren't part of the suicide rates. Anything we can do is better, and this is why I wanted to do this vlog, and I hope to God that this just helps you open your mind, open your hearts to transgender healthcare and to change. And I hope that with this vlog, and hopefully you'll look into it a bit more and help make change where you are, because that's what's really, really needed in this. And I really hope that you take something from this vlog.
Hey guys, so I'm doing this video as a bit of an introductory to myself. So I'm George, I live in the East Midlands within the UK. I'm part of an amazing charity called TMB Connect, which are based in Wolverhampton. We do a lot of stuff online. We're on Instagram, TikTok now. So yeah, I look forward to talking about it more within the chat with Claire. So yeah, that's just a bit about me really, let's get it going.
So just to start us off, I have a nice question, I think. What does trans mean to you, or being trans mean to you? Because obviously I can give you the generic NHS thing, but it should come from a person.
Trans for me is being proud, and trans is beautiful. I don't think people understand the stuff that we go through, and this is why I feel it's important to talk about it, because you could just meet a trans person and judge them straight away just because they're trans, but you don't understand what they have to go through on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, just for me, trans is beautiful. It's a struggle, and it can be very hard, and you can be in a very dark place, but once you get going, it's the best thing ever.
So from my own personal perspective of being trans, I mean, I'm not trans, I'm a cis female. But to me, I see trans as, I don't know, because this is going to sound weird, I don't think I've actually told you this. It's going to sound very strange, but I've never really seen genders, races, colours, anything like that. Like growing up, it was just like irrelevant to me, if that makes sense. For example, when I was at school, we had a mixed group, but there were many females and so many males, and gender it was irrelevant. Like I've never, it sounds so strange saying it out loud, but in my head it makes sense. Like I don't see genders or colours or races. I see a person as a person, like just from my own perspective. I don't think about anything else. The only time I think about that thing is if it's a problem with their health. So if they're coming to me with, for example, I had a guy a few weeks ago that had ripped his testicle. And so I had to think about it, unfortunately. It was just there. Sorry. But I just don't see it. I don't know. I don't see it. So when I do think about trans people, and now I'm more aware of all of the issues and looking at people on TikTok and social media and Instagram and everything, I see absolutely trans is beautiful, like you said, and I think what makes people beautiful is who they are and what they stand for, and the pride that people have, and the resilience that people have, like how strong, like people have made it through some crap, absolute crap. They have fought battles in their brains. They've been in dark places. They've fought through those thoughts of suicide, and they're still standing. Like you're still standing here today, and you're an amazing guy from it. And the trans people that I know that have come through all of that and that they stand proud today and they're so strong and so resilient. It's so beautiful and amazing to see that someone's gone through that and they're doing so much with their lives to raise awareness, and just amazing.
The thing is as well, like you just said, like we're brave and stuff like that, but for us, we don't see that. We just see it as it's our life and this is what we have to do to survive. But then, like I said, if a young kid comes and says, oh, I'm trans, and like your videos inspire me to be me and things like that, that's what I want. I want them to see that it will be okay and you'll get through the other side. You just need to keep going. Because I can't tell you how easy it is just to give up. It's easy.
So my personal experience as a nurse within the NHS, to be honest, I think I wasn't aware of transgender healthcare issues literally until this last 18 months. And that's because going into general practice nursing as a general practice nurse, I had a couple of patients who were transgender and they were coming in for their hormone injections. And that's when I sort of started to think about things and just wanted to know more information, to be honest, more training and awareness, because I didn't get that as a student nurse. And as far as I'm aware, online, there's not much online for healthcare staff and on transgender issues. And I went to one of our doctors and asked for training on the matter, and was just sent to an LGBT awareness webinar, which wasn't good. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I asked for. And so I just wanted to know more myself. So I did a lot of research online. I found people on Instagram and TikTok. That's how I found you, obviously, on TikTok. And good old TikTok. There's so many trans people on TikTok as well, and I feel like I've learned so much from speaking to people themselves and finding out the issues within our healthcare system and the things that people have to go through was so eye-opening. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. And yeah, so now I'm on a campaign, hopefully, to make a change out there for transgender people in healthcare and hopefully make it a better place for people. And yeah, that's my bit.
And to be honest, it's kind of shocked me that you don't get taught anything when you're a student nurse, because there are a lot more trans people out there than I think people realise. You have a lot of trans people that are stealth, that don't openly tell people that they're trans or anything. My experience within the NHS is I'm still waiting on the HS list at the GIC. But with the age that I am, I've gone private for my hormones and I'm going private for my top surgery. And just because I can't wait. I know people that have been waiting 6 years to get that first letter. And the NHS actually kills us. We're not classed as a priority at all. And that's a sad thing, the amount of trans people that end their lives because they cannot wait. Which is shocking. But then saying that, like, I think you've mentioned it before in your videos about shared care. I've been quite fortunate that I've gone private for my hormone therapy, but I've gone to my GP and they are liaison with the gender GP who I'm through. So I can get my prescriptions. I'll have my blood tests every 3 months. They share my care, whereas I know a lot of GPs don't do that, which I think is bad. I just don't understand it. I don't
understand it either, to be honest.
I mean, it's not hard. If so, for instance, if I would have done the research and I know they're a legitimate place to go to, and this is why it annoys me, because a lot of some trans people as well get testosterone illegally. Not illegally, but they don't go down the right procedures, and they could end up doing more harm to their body because they're not having their bloods done every 3 months to make sure that their testosterone level is okay. And that shouldn't be happening. NHS is meant to be for everybody. So why are people going down that route of, well, I'm going to go and do it on the sly because I can't jump through the hoops that need to be done?
Yeah.
Why should we have to jump through hoops? If I'm telling you that I'm transgender, I'm telling you I'm transgender. It's
true. I absolutely agree with everything that you've just said. Yeah, so anyone that doesn't know about shared care documents, I'm going to put the links below. in the description for Shared Care. Put all the links there to have a look at. The NHS was set up as free for all, and it should be free for all. And if someone, I think the waiting list for things like GIC is supposed to be 18 weeks, isn't it, or something, for that initial appointment. But people are just waiting for years. Like you said, I know people that have waited 5-6 years to get their first initial appointment. Like, what does someone do in those 5-6 years, waking up hating the body that they're in? It's just, I can't even physically imagine how it must feel. And GPs, some of them aren't the best. Luckily, where I work, they're very, very good at my surgery. And I have seen shared care between patients and the GPs. They come to us for their hormones. I inject their hormones for them. They get the prescription for the hormones. And that's the way it should be. But yeah, anyone that doesn't know what shared care is, that the shared care is if someone isn't happy with the NHS service, or if someone is waiting longer than that 18 weeks, then they can go private. And then once they've gone private, there has to be that decision made between the GP and the private clinician, whoever it is, to share the care, so that, you know, it's shared care. People should be getting free service. But like you said with your hormones, so once that private sector prescribes the hormones or whatever that they're going to do, prescribe, then it would go back to the GP, and then the GP should be prescribing it on the say-so of that other healthcare professional. Because they're not just anybody. Like, it's not a guy down the back street. It's always a doctor that's registered doctor, it's a registered nurse. These are healthcare professionals that have had advice from the endocrine consultants and things like that to be able to prescribe this. This isn't just anybody. So it baffles me why some GPs don't share the care, because it's not a dodgy, weird thing that's happening like down a back street.
Exactly. And like I said before, if I've done the research and I've done all the stuff that a doctor should be doing, and I've brought that to them, for them to turn around and say no, is like, why?
Yeah, that's it. It's because they don't understand. That's what it is. They don't understand. They've never dealt with that before. There is no training. Although my friend shared with me that there is training for transgender healthcare for people that work at the gender identity clinics. So there is training out there, but they need to make it for everybody. Like, that it should be yeah, it should be every GP, every nurse, every healthcare assistant, every phlebotomist that's going to take your blood. Everybody should be in the know about it, and they should have that training so that they can deliver the care that they should be. Discrimination if they don't. Because if someone come in with, I don't know, this really rare, super rare condition, and they've gone to, let's say, a private consultant, and this private consultant said, yeah, this person needs this medication. The GP doesn't really know, but actually it's okay. It's a rare condition. This consultant said that they can have this medication, and they'll just prescribe it. So why is it any different for transgender people?
Exactly.
It's gone on a rant.
But the thing is, it's good to go on a rant sometimes, because like, I've had enough. I think every trans person's had enough. We're a minority. We are a minority.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, like at the start of the video, I've done some stats, which you haven't seen. And there's only like an estimate of about 500,000 trans people. And there's only 9 GIC clinics, gender identity clinics, for 500,000 people. Is it insane? It's ridiculous. Like, where are all these people going to go?
Exactly. They need to either make more, or like, I don't know if they would make more.
And this is the problem. All down to funding, where the costs are supposed to be going. It's always about money at the end of the day. Staffing.
But then they go on about mental health and stuff like that, but that affects a trans person's mental health. Being told no.
Yeah.
You can't be who you're meant to be. It's not fair.
It's not fair. And it does all come down to training and awareness. And to be honest, maybe they just don't know, some of them. Maybe they just don't realise, because it's not something they've learned. It's not something they've been taught. It's not something they've been brought up with. But I feel like probably the last couple of years, it's got bigger, hasn't it? A lot more awareness is out there now, especially with your charity, the stuff you're doing with TNB.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, is promoting it all. Like, we want our voices heard. and we want to educate people. We haven't got, like, if somebody says to me, I don't want to offend you, but I've got a question, I will happily answer questions because I want people to know. It should be spoken about. Well, I suppose some people are scared of the unknown. We're not any different. We still bleed the same.
Oh no. Still a human being at the end of the day, not some sort of weird alien.
Exactly. It's just unfortunate we were born in the wrong bodies.
That's it. So do you want to talk about your the stuff you do for TNB and what they do and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I don't think you can see on the side of the hat. It's TNB Connect for the trans and non-binary community. We are a non-profit charity. We do pop-up events. We give out free clothing. We're basically here just to help you. We understand the struggle. A lot of us are from the LGBTQ plus community, and we just want to empower people and help them have a voice. Keep talking about it. We should be talking about these issues within the trans and non-binary community. So yeah, we've got an Instagram, we've got an actual website, we're on TikTok now. I will say, like, TikTok is a very good platform for the trans community to express themselves and have their voices heard. There has been some instance where TikTok has been transphobic, but that doesn't stop us from talking about issues that need to be spoken about. And just to let people know that we're here, like, a lot of people now are quite lucky that when I say that I'm transgender, they're like, well, and this is what I want a lot of the trans youth to be like, I can be that person. I know I'm that person, but they need things put in place for them. And this is why I'll always fight the corner, because I don't want them to go through things that I've gone through, because it's not nice. I think I've mentioned it before, like seeing things on the TV. The L Word, I used to watch the L Word, and the first representation of a trans man was Max. And the way they portrayed that was an aggressive trans man because of his hormones. Now, I'm on testosterone and I'm not aggressive, but when you're seeing that, when you're young, things like that get embedded into you, and you think, oh, well, I don't want to be like that. But now, like, there's a lot more trans people on the TV. There's somebody in Emmerdale, I don't know his name.
I don't watch Emmerdale. And
it's nice to see familiar faces that are making a difference and doing what they wanted to do. And their transness doesn't stop them. Like, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud to be trans, but there's more to be than being trans. And that's what it's about. And TNB just want to help as much as we can, really. Like, your mental health is so important. And like I said, when you get told no, it can get to you. So if we can, we will help as much as we can.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so just for the purpose of some of the viewers, so we've got a lot of student nurses that watch this vlog. We've got qualified nurses as well that watch this vlog, and other people just random watch my vlogs. But it is mainly student nurses. So for those people that don't know much about transgender healthcare and the journey or that transition process, what people go through, do you feel comfortable just explaining your journey, like from when you sort of came out, I suppose, to your transition, and like a timeline of the process that you have to go through?
Yeah, that's fine. So I've known from a very young age that I was in the wrong body, but it's one of those things that you don't want to admit. But it got to the point I hit 30 and I was miserable, and I thought, if I don't do something, I won't be here. So I came out not long after I was 30 and went to the doctors. I mean, I can't fault the doctors. They were like, right, we've got these GICs. There's 2 that you can pick from that are closest to you. I said the waiting time won't be that long. I was like, okay, excited. And I'm still waiting for the GIC 2 years down the line.
I was laughing because I was like, not going to take that long. That's what you think.
Yeah.
Right.
I knew it would take a while, but I didn't think, like I said previously, I've got a friend who's waited 6 years for his first letter. And I knew this was my new life and a chance to start fresh as me. But like I said, I couldn't fault the doctor that I told. She did look confused and she was like, I've never come across anyone transgender. And I was like, well,
now's your time.
because you don't expect that. You expect them to see anybody.
Yeah.
But the surgery I was at, I can't fault them. They did the research, found me GICs to get me registered. But like I said, I knew I didn't have the time. So I saved up and went private. But one of the first things I did was I wanted them to change my name on the system as my preferred name, which they did eventually. But I can't stress to you how bad it is when they call your dead name out if you haven't got your depot as proof. Like, it makes you feel sick because you don't want to be associated with that name anymore. So I feel if somebody comes to you and say, this is my name, use it, because it actually makes their life a lot easier. So yeah, I got referred to, and then I decided to go through Gender GP, which is a private sector, and they got back to me within a couple of months. I did my stuff online with them, and the good thing about Gender GP as well is it's all through Skype and emails and things like that, so you don't actually have to physically go out, which can cause people obviously anxiety. So yeah, that was all done by Skype, and I got the all clear to start my treatment, which I was buzzing about. So yeah, I'm a year on T. I did actually query the GIC that I'm with if I could possibly get pushed to get top surgery, as I've already started hormones. And they said no, because I've got to wait for my first consultant with them, which is another thing I'm paying out for now. So it's just, yeah, that's a bit of my journey, really. If you are anybody who's transgender that is watching this, I just don't want you to give up, because you will get there. I honestly didn't think I'd be here, but I'm so glad I carried on, because I am actually living my best life.
And yeah, you saying about calling out dead name and stuff like that just reminds me of a young trans, I think I did tell you about this before, a young trans lad that I had. He was so young, he was about 15, I think. I say he's so young, he was 15, but he looked about 12. Like, he just looked so, like, I just wanted to pick him up and just protect him. But on the computer system, it said, oh, preferred name such and such. Confidentiality reasons, I'll say Dave today. So preferred name Dave, okay. And I said, oh, okay then. So like where I work, we have like a little tannoid system, so we just pick up the phone and we announce the names over the thing and say, come down to the treatment room. So I picked up Tanno. I said, oh, can Dave so-and-so come down to the treatment room, please? And he come in with his mom, and his mom was just so lovely and so supportive of him. And she, as soon as she walked through the door, she was like, oh my God, thank you so much for calling my son Dave. She said, no one ever does it, and it just means so much to me that you've called him as he wants to be. And I was just like, and just to see like how much it meant to someone, it was so nice.
It's just that little thing. It just shows that you respect me as a person. And I could have, like, that person could be having the worst day ever, but that one person respects what they want to be called. And it's like, that's me. And it can change your outlook completely.
That's it. And I think it was that moment that I realised, actually, this really means a lot to some people. Like, just the small things can make a massive difference to someone's life.
Yeah. Like, I even get excited now, like when I get called Sir or Mister. I'm like, that's me.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, to some people it's a stupid thing, but to a trans person it's a lot, because that's all we've ever known ourselves to be. And the fact that we are coming across as that, it's just like, you see me as me. Yeah,
that's it.
It is a lot harder, don't get me wrong, when you're pre-T. Like, that's hard. It is really hard. That's why I'm saying, if you are pre-T, just hold on. Like, you will get there. I want to do so many things. Like, once I've got top surgery out of the way, I want to do fundraisers and help people get their top surgery and things like that. But I want to put into the community, and like that's what TMB is about as well. We want to help as many people as we can. Like we do things like give free clothing out. We know it's how expensive it is to get new clothing when you come out as trans. You've got to change your wardrobe, and everything is so expensive.
Yes.
It's such a good charity. Like I love it. I'm not being biased or anything, but it's just it's refreshing to be with a charity like that. Like
they do.
They are trying to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an amazing.
They want to make a change.
Gonna make a change.
Exactly.
So for the final piece of the video, do you want to share any advice that you can give to healthcare staff or student nurses to help out the trans community if they have a patient that is trans? If that makes sense.
Just be respectful. Like if I come to you and say I'm Joe Bloggs and that's my name, that's my name. And also when you find out somebody is trans, don't look at them any different. We're not aliens, like you said, we're not aliens, we're just people that are trying to live our lives from day to day. Like we get judged so much. And when you go to the doctors or whatever, that's meant to be a safe space, regardless. So just be respectful and just treat us like anybody else, decent, like a decent human being. I think that is the main thing.
Yeah, and it's part of like our NMC code. I don't know if you know much about our code, but our NMC code is like our Bible. It's what we follow as a nurse. And in there, it says that we have to be respectful, all of our patients, treat everyone equally, dignity and non-judgmental in any situation. So, and something we're taught as student nurses actually as well is get someone's preferred name. So you always say to your patient, you know, Mr. George Blake, what is your preferred name? What would you like to be called? And then that's what we call them. It's just, so it shouldn't be any different for a trans person. Doesn't matter who you are. It shouldn't be changed.
No.
Yeah. And it's
and that's the thing, and like being a trans man as well, like the dreaded when you have to go for a smear test, that's still a thing that we have to go through. Make them feel comfortable. Like I understand that this is going to be hard for you, but the way I look at it is like we still have parts that we shouldn't have, but we need to look after whatever we've got at the minute.
Yeah.
It's not going to be there forever. Just make that person feel at ease. Don't look at them like they're an alien.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's hard.
Yeah. Actually, you saying that, Seb, who's another trans guy, did a really good blog post on cervical screening as a trans man. And yeah, I'll post a link below for everyone else to read it. But that was really good, really interesting actually to read that. And the advice that he gave as well was really helpful.
Also, just like, if you're unsure as well, just do some research about it.
Yeah, like I do.
Like, yeah.
Oh, talk to people.
Like some of us don't mind talking about it, but you'll get some, especially like the younger ones, that don't want to talk about it. I mean, I'm old enough and ugly enough now. I don't care. I will tell you how it is. And that's what I do. Like on my TikToks and stuff, and I do a page with Toby, like Toby Bears. It's a safe place for the trans community.
Yeah.
To express yourselves, just be yourselves. Like, don't let anyone put you into a box. And I hate even the fact that we have to have these labels and say, oh, I'm transgender and stuff. I'm just me.
Just a person.
Trans is just a part of me. So yeah.
It's true.
It's just all about respect at the end of the day.
Definitely.
We all bleed the same.
Yeah. And I would give that advice to anyone as well. Just always respect your patients and use the preferred name, like you said. Just do what you can for people. Like, don't treat anyone different. Like, it doesn't matter who they are, whoever's walking into your room. You just treat everyone the same. No one should be
exactly. Because isn't it like when you go to the doctors, it's a nerve-wracking experience anyway.
Even I get nervous. I hate going to my doctor.
Exactly. But then, like, if you've got to go in and like you're about to come out as trans to them, to tell them who you actually are, I will never forget that moment because it stayed with you. because that's the initial point of I'm changing my life now. So if you have a bad experience from that point, that's the point that's going to stick with you for a while, for a very long time. And I feel like if the NHS can accommodate that and make that person feel at ease, it makes everything else a little bit better.
It's true. So just going to backtrack for a second. Have you ever experienced poor care, like being a trans man? Or have or have you always had good experiences?
To be fair, I've had pretty good experience.
That's good.
If I feel like things haven't gone the way that I think it should, I'll be very quick to say something. Like I said, I'm old enough, I don't care. I will say it how it is, because I know that I'm meant to be getting treated a certain way, and if they're not, then I'll tell them. But then I know a lot of people won't stand up to that. And that's another issue. Like, don't be afraid to challenge somebody to say, I'm George, I'm telling you I'm George, this is my name, use it and be respectful. It's not me having a go at them, but it is in a way, because at the end of the day, if I'm telling you something, you're the professional, not me.
Yeah, it's true. And any good healthcare professional will stop and listen and change. They should.
They should.
They should.
But yeah, I haven't had any real negative stuff when it comes. The only negative thing is obviously the waiting list within the GIC, but unfortunately we can't change anything about that just yet.
No, that's it.
And I feel like more focus needs to be put on that as well, because so many people dying because they just can't wait.
That's it.
Because I can't tell you how bad it is waking up every day in the wrong body. It's a horrible thing.
Must be, yeah. Can't even imagine it, to be honest. And it's okay for some people, like people, Botox is massive at the minute. They don't like the lines on the face, they'll get Botox. It's an easy fix for some people, isn't it? They want a tattoo, they'll just get a tattoo. Like I started having tattoos, I didn't like my arms, but that's something I can do about it. But then when you're trying to physically change your body, and that's going to be hard. Yeah.
And like, it's as stupid as it seems, like people say, why do you want to be on testosterone and stuff like that? Because, that's what you was meant to have. Like, when I first started getting facial hair, like you kind of feel euphoric about it, because you're like, oh, I've got a bit of stubble. Like, it's what you've always wanted. Like, my dad said, why do you want a beard for? Because it's a pain in the butt. And I was like, because I want it. I've wanted it for so long, since I can remember.
Yeah. Is that like, I suppose it's like it's like a stereotypical thing, like a man grows a beard. It's just as part of the man, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
But then I'd also say to anyone trans who is watching this, don't conform to things like that, like mannerisms and stuff of a male. Like, I can be camp as anything. I don't care. I can vouch. Don't feel that. Don't feel like you need to walk a certain way or think, oh, is my walk too feminine? Because I thought like that.
Yeah.
But now I'm to the point of, this is me. If you can't accept me for me, then don't be in my life. Yeah, exactly that. And just surround yourself with positive people. If anyone's negative, even close friends, family, I know it's hard with family, but if they cannot support you, then you don't need them in your life. You will find family of, like, I found people on TikTok that I can relate to. I found my best friend, Toby. He's the person I thought I didn't know that I needed. Like, to share the same experiences that we've both been going through, having someone that understands is important. And it shows you're not on your own.
Yeah, and everyone needs that person, I think, in their life as well. Definitely.
He's my little bear.
He's your little bear.
Anyone doesn't know, I'm Big Bear, he's Little Bear.
I'm going to put the link below so you can see what this is all about, guys. Go check it out, it's amazing.
Yeah, but that's what we want to make it positive. I feel the trans community get a lot of backlash and a lot of negative stuff thrown at them, but we're not that. We are people that are trying to make a difference. Granted, some people within the trans community go about things the wrong way, but there's a lot of us that are trying to do things the right way and try and outweigh the negative, because we're just human. We're not all of us are aggressive, not all of us are arseholes.
If you are, then that's just part of you, isn't it? It's nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Just because you're an arsehole, it's got nothing to do with the fact that you're transgender. It just means you're probably an arsehole before.
So true, though.
But that's the thing. As soon as they see a negative person, they find out they're trans. They go, right, that's because they're transgender. That's not.
It's not, no. Okay, so thank you, George, again for coming and doing this vlog. It's so important and it's been amazing. So thank you so much. And if anyone wants any more vlogs, if they want to know more, if they want more details, anything like that, drop a comment below and we can do some more videos for you. Also, go follow George on social media. I'm going to put all the details below. Obviously, his inbox is always open for anybody. And yeah, just have a great day.
Bye.